Hello and welcome to week 12 Claw. This is Cats Liberating Animal Welfare. Is a totally legitimate, absolutely serious feline-led initiative dedicated to improving the lives of animals everywhere. Mostly ensuring humans continue providing snacks, warm laps, and legally mandated chin scritches. Our mission includes advocating for animal comfort, preferably our own. Promoting enrichment activities such as chasing invisible bugs. Ensuring fair treatment, meaning treats on demand. And raising awareness about the dangers of inferior species, dogs. Claw believes in a world where all animals are respected from a safe distance, preferably in another room or another house. We support animal welfare in theory, not in practice. Signed, the Calico Trio, Kagome, CEO of Chaos, Kitsune, head of fly surveillance, and Keiki, director of vibes and suspicion. Wait. Cats Liberating Animal Welfare. I mean, okay, yes, animal welfare. We all care about this, but you two, you don't even like other animals. You loathe them on sight. In the face. Kiki, did you do this? Did you hijack my intro? Did you pause type this when I wasn't looking? Oh my god, the cats hijacked my show. Okay, so the cats staged a coup. Let's try this again before they start demanding union benefits. Okay? Welcome to Claw. This is cool lifestyle and wellness, the part of the week where I spotlight something that has helped me in my journey. It could be a product. It could be an app. It could be a YouTube creator. It could be a whole program. If it made my life easier, healthier, or kept me from spiraling into full gremlin mode, it goes into Claw. Sometimes even if it did, because we're going to be truthful here, right? Now this week, apparently I am going to pay the kitty tax. So I'm going to introduce my little helpers, or depending on the day, my little chaos gremlins. The Calico Trio of littles, Kagome, Kitsune, and Keiki. Now normally I would say this is where I'm not sponsored, but these are my cats. So obviously, I am not sponsored. If anything, I am paying rent to them to appear on this little show thing. Okay? Cat parents, you get it. So before we get into this, I want to set some expectations, okay? These are cats. Actual cats. I cannot force them to be here. Well, I can force them to be on camera for like 0.2 seconds. But you know, they're going to do what they want, when they want. And believe me, they make sure that I know it. So as I introduce them, I will first pause this video, go hunt down whatever cat is currently available. Well, I do have a row, so it might take me a little bit to find them. Hit record, and we'll go through each one. Now you don't get to see me sprinting through the house as I talk about pausing, like a little gremlin trying to coax someone out from underneath the bed, but just know it's happening. Now what does this mean for you? Well, you may not get to see them for long while I'm talking about them. Kitsune and Kagome, they are lap cats, but only on their terms. Then there's Keiki, where I'm pretty sure he wants to be a lap cat, but he's also terrified of everything except the things that might actually hurt them. Make that make sense? So basically, I'm going to make sure that you get to see them. But it is entirely their choice for how long they get to stay on camera. And I may have a few new scratches by the end of the day. Let's get into it. So, I'm going to pause. I'm going to find me a little tortie. I'll be right back. I might be right back. I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay, y'all. I could not find the tortie. And maybe I should have worn a lighter shirt if you see this boy. So we're going to start with my baby boy. This is Keiki. Say hi, buddy. He's like, no. We're going to let him go here in a minute. Alright, so we're going to talk about Keiki, my boy. This is the only boy in the entire litter. and he is Kagome's son. Let's see here. Try and keep him calm while we do this until he jumps down and does whatever, and then we'll talk all about him, and then I'll go hunt down a cat. Anyways, like I said, only boy in the kid. This is a long, skinny, 13-pound optical illusion right here. He is the Chaos Son, basically, as we're going to call him. Now, his name, Keiki, means child or little one in Hawaiian, which fits him perfectly. But all my cats basically were Japanese names. In Japanese, his name means spirit or vibe. And honestly, he is a vibe. He's a very confused vibe. He's a very chaotic little vibe. He's a very sweet vibe. But he's a vibe nonetheless. So Keiki was born, I believe, May 19th, 2015. Again, he's the only boy in Kagome's litter. Indy, Mia, and Kitsune were the other three. They're all girls. And then there was this fluffy little black void who came out looking confused and never stopped. Oh, buddy. You. He lives with me and my husband here, and he's well Keiki. There's no other way to describe him. So, oh, he's purring, but he wants down. Right, I'm gonna give you a big old shot of him, and then I'm gonna let him down because he's not very happy with me right now. Okay, you ready, buddy? You want to say hi to everybody? You're like, why am I on my back? I don't understand. This, if I can get him to not wiggle around so much, is my big, fluffy boy. Say hi, buddy. Yeah, okay, I promise you go see Daddy. Okay. We're going to talk the rest without him. He's giving me dirty looks now. Sorry. Yes, he's a very big cat. He is, he's not like Maine Coon size, but he is a big cat. And he looks huge. He's just this big, majestic, void, fluffy panther thing. Now, under all that fur that I now have in my mouth, he is skinny. Like, skinny. And it's not because I don't feed him. He just doesn't eat. It's weird. This is the cat that he screams. He like all throughout the house when he's hungry. And he's going to act like he's starving. Oh, buddy. He's staying in here. He's just upset with me right now. Sorry. He does all that. We give him treats. We feed him food. And he's all happy. And he eats about 2 bites. And then he trots off like he's accomplished something. Okay. So he's basically 13 pounds of long cat. Not fat cat. He is pure black, as you saw. He has a little tiny bit of white here and a little tiny white on his chest, as you see in his patches. That's it. Rest of him is void. He's got no white paws, no white cheeks, no exceptions. He's gonna look still. Yeah. His eyes are kind of like a yellowy orange. His expression is usually kind of dopey, like no lie. Like he'll look at you. Or my favorite part, which you get about 50% of the time, is his little tip, at least the little tip. I love it. He is so cute. He really is. But he is dopey. Lovable blanket. Basically, the lights are on, but the void is home. Okay. Keiki is dumb as a rock. I'm gonna be honest with you. He really is. He's just lovably, gloriously dumb. He's the most beautiful idiot you will ever meet. But he's my idiot. Okay? Yeah, huh, buddy? He knows I'm talking about him. So, this boy... No, I tried. Okay. This boy here, he kind of seems like he's scared of everything that is good for him. And he's kind of obsessed with everything that could potentially hurt him. So my husband and I, normally, we usually have to coax him to come anywhere near us. Now, as for my husband, he gets snuggles. He's allowed to. He'll just snuggle right up to him, and he gets all his tummy rubs and all that stuff. As for me, I usually get... He's sniffing the rug. I usually get basically a pet me, but from way over there. I can't even reach you, buddy. I can't even reach you, buddy. Oh, he's coming up. Okay. No, he's not. He's just at a hand's reach. Okay. I'm telling you. Now, if there's an animal outside, because we have like one of our door is like has those windows where you can see out the door kind of thing. And we'll sometimes have the little screen up or something. But if there's an animal outside, like another cat or a raccoon or a possum, it can rub against my foot. Huh? They stick around for a little while. They just don't want to be on camera. Anyways, if there's an animal outside, possum, whatever, we do have to make sure that that door is definitely closed. I mean, we always make sure it's closed. We don't want them outside anyways. They are all indoor cats. But we have to make sure it's closed. Because here's the thing. He wants to go meet it. I swear. And like, he wants to be... Is that my new friend? No, Buds. He wants to go say hi. Meanwhile, my two girls are just ready to go full WWE through the window if they're able to. Like I said, not a fan of other animals. These two. Then there's the boy. Yeah, whatever. So, the other thing about Keiki is I am fully convinced, and I've had him. I've literally had him since they were born, since he was 11 years old. He's 11 years old now, and fully convinced that that boy thinks that I am at least 3 different people, depending on what room or area I'm in. The 3 main people he thinks I am, number 1 is what we call Scary Lady. And this is the bedroom, when I'm in the bed. And he avoids me like I'm a cryptid. Unless jealousy overrides fear. That happens, okay? The other lady is kind of where I am now. And we're pretty sure he likes to call me Chair Lady. He thinks the workroom is safe most of the time. He's friendly. He allows me to give him belly rubs. We'll go over that a little bit later. Something called the pat-pat ritual. Yeah. Belly rubs, I have fur all over me. Belly rubs don't seem to last long, but whatever. And then we have, as much as I love to share this, what he calls Bathroom Lady. And this is where I must be supervised at all times to prevent me from falling in the toilet. I don't know what that 13 little cat is going to do, if that ever happened, but that seems to be it. I mean, this cat will literally, when I'm in bed, as Scary Lady, he will come over, and every once in a while he'll give this little meow, and he mews and chirps. I love it. To basically go, he's confused. Where did Bathroom Lady just go? Like, I was in the bathroom, and then I went to my, bed, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he thinks that we just have never met each other. I don't know. Like I said, he's my boy. I love him to death. He's so cute. He really is. So there's some behaviors I want to say about him, and he's super cute. Yeah, by the way, this is going to be a long video because I could talk about my cats forever. Anyways, when Keiki, and by the way, his name is said Keiki, not Kiki. Everybody calls him Keiki. His name is Keiki. Keiki. But anyways, when Keiki, you hear me say Keiki. I'm trying to say Keiki. I say Keiki, whatever. But when Keiki is happy, he does like this little prancing trot thing. Like his tail goes straight up like a fluffy flag of joy. It's the cutest thing that he does. And he has no idea how cute he is. He just prances, and he's like, and usually it's when he's playing with a toy or something like that. Another thing we like to do is, I like to call it the pat-pat ritual. This is what happens with Chair Lady, okay? And basically what happens is that while I'm working usually, he comes up to me, he meows, and he reaches up in the chair, and he pats me repeatedly until I pick him up upside down for a few minutes, and I rub his tummy, and he's so happy. And then after a minute or two, he panics, remembers that this is scary, and runs away. Every single time. Okay? I swear to God. So that's the pat-pat ritual. Then there's a loop that he does, and this is with my husband. I said he'll get belly rubs from my husband, in bed. He's all happy. He's up and gets belly rubs. And then he gets overstimulated. So he runs down the bed. Right? And then he forgets that he was overstimulated. And he comes back for more. And this will repeat forever. For as long as you let him. I don't know. His other things, he has this little butterfly machine. It's like this little one. So what this machine does is you turn it on. My dad got it for us for Christmas, and I am not sure if I'm entirely grateful because Keiki absolutely loves this, or if this thing is like a curse. What he does is when he wants this machine on, he howls. There's very many different reasons this cat howls, and this is one of them. He wants his little butterfly machine on. It has this little plate, like it has things that's come out the sides. It's a cat toy, and then the top has this little like butterfly, this little bouncy butterfly. And he howls. So you go and you turn it on, and he's all excited, and he plops down. Does he play with it? He just watches it. He's just the happiest boy. Now, this toy, what's great about this toy for most cats, and he's really the only one that really plays with it too much. The girls do sometimes, but what's cool about this toy is that, I could have the times wrong, but I think after like a few minutes, it turns off. If you touch it again or make apparently too loud of a noise somewhere in the other room, I've learned, it turns on automatically. And then I think after 4 hours, it's like off. Like you actually have to go push the power button to turn it back on. And this is made so that with the cat, when it's, so one, it doesn't like, just keep going and going and going and going, because you can't do it by battery. I have plugged in. It's so that way the cat, which cats learn tricks to, can bop it and it turns back on, and whoo, they get to play again. 95% of the time, Keiki forgets that, and then he goes back to howling. It was funny to a point. I'm not lying. This was hilarious. I'm sitting on the couch, and the butterfly machine is turned off, and he gets all upset. But like I said, the boy doesn't even play with it. He just watches it. And Kitsune, all annoyed, comes out of her tent. I'll explain her tent when she comes on. And she literally, like, looks, this grumpy little bulldog goes up to it, looks at him, and goes, and turns it on, and then walks off towards her water. This little girl does not play with that toy. I was just like, okay, that is hilarious. So yeah, weirdo. Then we have something called the lick, lick, bite. He does this with both of the girls. But it's different on how this goes with both of the girls. This is usually in the bed. So Kagome, his mama, what happens is he wants her spot. He wants where she's laying. And he does this for both of them. And basically he licks them on the head, like, he's cleaning them, and they're just all happy. And then give them a few minutes, and he chomps down on them for no odd reason. Like the back of the neck, sometimes here. I mean, it's kind of scary to watch it. And then Kagome gets all upset. She hisses. She runs away. He steals her spot. And then he abandons it 0.2 seconds later because he never wanted it in the first place. Brat. With Kitsune, does the same thing. Well, he tries to. She's to the point now where she hisses at him because she doesn't want him anywhere near her. And then she jumps down, and he thinks she's playing. Just to let you know, she is not. She does not want to play. Chaos ensues, and someone has to go rescue the little girl. The other thing he does to her poor sister, now Kitsune has a tent. We will talk about her tent when we talk about Kitsune. However, he will chase her out of her tent every once in a while, usually once a week, and then he'll steal it and keep it for hours. And believe me, Kitsune tattles. She is not happy. That is her tent. So I think he does it just to annoy her. Other things he does, and you will hear this occasionally. Now, whenever you hear the scratching and you have the little thing that pops up, like it's a little cat scratching post, and I put 1, 2, whatever, that is usually one of these two. It's usually actually Kagome, believe it or not, but Keiki does it too. So we have a tall cat tower in here, and he comes barreling in here, and then he just wheeled up the cat tree. He then proceeds to destroy the scratching post like a helicopter tail gremlin, like you can see his tail going. And then he will either all of a sudden just out the room, or he goes onto this little perch that's just right above it, and he just passes out. I don't know. Keiki loves blankets. He really does, to an extent. He loves to burrow. He loves to be in boxes. He's the cat, when you put on sheets on the bed or something like that, he burrows. Like, you have to be careful getting into the bed sometimes, especially when there's a fresh sheet, believe it or not, even though he leaves that black fluffy fur everywhere. Especially in the summertime, there's black fluffy fur everywhere. It's like this cat exploded and somehow he's still got more fur. But you have to be careful because if you go crawl in the bed, sometimes there's this lump that you didn't notice because he went burrowing. He loves it. When it comes to the Roomba, he's one of the cats that he just voids it. Just no. He has some different kinds of sounds compared to the cats. He has a private little, he has this little tiny, like cute meow that you wouldn't think came out of such a big cat. He does. He only reserves that really for like me and my husband and sometimes the other cats. He does randomly yowl. And that's for various reasons. He's hungry for 2 bites of food. He wants his toy on. Or my favorite, he's lost. Like he walked in from in here to the living room. He doesn't see anybody and he's lost. This is usually fixed by going, Keiki, I'm in here, and he comes running in like you've been gone forever. Okay. Like I said, my boy. He does chirp and he cackles at birds. Oh, I love it. It is so cute. And when he talks to you, he trills. He has like his little news reports and he just makes burr, burr. He's so cute. He's a very chatty cat. You can actually go, yeah, Kiki, meow, yeah, Kiki, meow, yeah, Kiki, brr. That's what he does. But he is chatty. He is dramatic. He is a ridiculous little cat. But he is my boy. And he has happy trots. And he trills and he chirps. He's scared. He's sweet. He's chaotic. He's clingy. He's confusing. He's Keiki. Yeah. So, that is Keiki. We're going to be back. Hoping maybe find Kagome. It might be Kitsune. But either way, I shall be back. Okay? Alright, y'all. Finally got her. I had to bring out the treats. Yes, I think she was hiding under the bed and sleeping. So this, who I was trying to find earlier, and she's always the hardest one to find for some reason. This is Kagome. This is the matriarch of the family. This is the original little chaos queen. She hears stuff. She's my tiny little tortie who walked into my life like she owned the place. 'Cause she did. Hey. So if you don't know her story, hi sweetheart. So in 2015, I used to live in Connecticut, and there was a snowstorm. And the hotel that I worked at, she was out there for 2 days crying, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get her. She wouldn't let anyone near her. She wouldn't go for any treats. She wouldn't respond to anything. And then day 3 hit, and I opened my door, and she just walked into my room, hopped onto the bed, and went to sleep. This little cat here chose me, not the other way around. Huh? You want some tummy rubs and then I'll let you go? Okay. She's like, oh no, I'm on camera. They must not see my tummy. I'm very upset. Okay. Can I give you a kissy first? Yeah. Alright. Let me show you to the camera and then we'll let you go. How's that sound? That sound good? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to give you a quick close-up and then we're going to let her go so she can stop. This is Kagome. Oop. Sorry, Mama. She's a little tiny cat. She's my baby. She's my mama. She's my oldest. Okay, you can play now. I'll give you more treats later. Anyway, we're letting her down. She's annoyed with me now. That's okay. But anyways, March 19th, 2015. That is her gotcha day. She's trotting away like, I'm done, I'm bye. Now her name is very special. My husband wanted to name her Kagome from Inuyasha. We both love the anime, but the meaning behind the name absolutely sealed it. So Kagome comes from the Japanese Kagome lattice. It's a woven bamboo pattern of interlocking triangles. In folklore, it's just to let you know it's summertime, they are shedding, okay? But anyways, the pattern symbolizes being caught in between paths, interlaced faced, or a girl who is wandering or lost. So it doesn't literally mean lost girl, but that's the poetic meaning that it took on, especially in the anime. A girl caught between worlds until she finds where she belongs. And that was Kagome. Is Kagome. She was my little lost girl until she wasn't. She walked in, curled up, and decided that she was home. Kagome it was, and Kagome it would always be. So if you didn't notice when she was on camera, like I said, she's a cat. She's decided she was done. She stayed for some pets. She's gone now. But if you didn't notice, her left ear, it's broken and it's folded. It's like a little cauliflower kind of ear. We don't know why that was. That's the way we got her. She could have been born that way. It could have happened before she came into our lives. Unfortunately, no one knows. Honestly, that suits her. It's just part of her whole I survive things you can't even imagine vibe. So Kagome always looks huge. Like, I don't know how big she looked on camera. If she actually looked like her tiny little self or she looked like a very big cat. She does. It's hilarious. I see pictures of her, I'm like, she looks so much bigger than she actually is. She's the tiniest of at least my 3 cats. She's a very compact cat. She's very powerful. She's very sleek. And she has no white anywhere. She's a tortie. Okay? She saw short hair. She's got very sharp eyes. I get them a lot. And she has very regal judgment. Kagome is probably one of the sweetest cats that you will ever meet. She's also a psycho. And there is no in-between. Everything she does is a choice. When she cuddles, that's her choice. When she's destroying things, that's her choice. When she makes eye contact, when she's pushing things off the sink, that is a very deliberate choice. Yes, Jackson Galaxy, I know they're just having fun, but I can tell this cat, she does it on purpose. It's okay. She never does anything cute on demand, only by accident. And never when I want her to, or have a camera around or on. Now, if you've ever heard the word tortitude, that spicy, chaotic, affectionate, feral energy torties are known for, Kagome is the poster child. She is the tortie stereotype. She is the tortie prophecy fulfilled. But she does have her own little quirks. So, with Kagome, we do have a bedtime ritual, which I've talked about before. So every night, and part of the reason she's grumpy with me right now is because this is the time that I'm supposed to be in bed, and I'm not in bed, and we can't do this, and that's probably why she was underneath the bed. That's probably why I couldn't find her. But when I go to bed, she sleeps by my side. Now, I better have room by my side, on this side, or she gets very upset with me. In fact, when I was over there putting makeup on for this, because I was actually taking up the side because I was just sitting kind of cross-legged and putting on makeup, she was not a happy camper because that spot was not open. That's where she wanted to sleep. She finally settled down here until Keiki came over and annoyed her. My cats. I love them. But yeah. So anyway, she comes up. She snuggles up. She kind of stays in like this area, usually here. And I have to put my blanket over her. I have to make sure it does not go over her head. If she goes over her head, she's a very upset cat. But if you just gotta put it up to her neck, basically. Not her head. And this is where she is kind of at her softest, I guess. And she's just so sweet. And she just wants to... She needs to make sure, like, sometimes she wraps her tail around my arm. But she needs to make sure that something of me is touching something of her. Like, I have my hand on her a lot. Or she backs her little butt like up against me to make sure that I'm here, and she just sleeps. This and when she sleeps in my husband's lap in bed are my 2 favorite things that she does in mine, because it lets me know that she feels safe. Because when she's in my husband's lap, she is passed out, like she out, and she is so passed out that she snores. This little feral, and you can't wake her. It's hard to wake. You actually have to move, and she is grumpy. But the fact that thing is, we don't know if she was a feral or a stray. She's either one of those very friendly ferals or she was a stray. But the fact that we got her outside in a snowstorm and she feels safe enough to do that is absolutely amazing with her. Now that is her trust and her heart, and she, like I said, she's so sweet. And then she has what we like to call her science experiments, and they usually happen on the bathroom sink. So what she does, and I've watched her, well, kind of watched her, because you have to do some of this sometimes, not letting her know, is that if you're not watching, she knocks everything off until you do. Like, you just hear a crash, and eventually you have to look around the corner. And then when she realizes that you are watching, she makes perfect eye contact with you and puts her little paw out and just very slowly knocks over the thing. It's usually in the bathroom because it's usually where we are, but if I'm in the living room and she's jumped up on a thing that has other, she can knock it over, she will knock it over. Like, we have to make sure there's nothing breakable in certain areas. Because she is actually the only cat, I think, out of the three of them that knocks things over. She's a little brat. But, hey, I know it, and so you gotta love her for it. Now, we talked before, Kagome was supposed to be the first one I talked about. I probably should have done this 3 sections, but whatever. We talked about Keiki and his little scratching post hit and runs. Now, Kagome, she does the same thing, but she likes to do it when I'm in the smack middle of a meeting, or I'm doing the video here or something like this, and she does she comes running in and she jumps up on the cat tower and she just goes to town. And that's usually when I'm like, okay, hang on, I pause the video, I put the little picture of her scratching post. That, like I said, majority of the time, that is Kagome. And she's usually staring at me the entire time, like, she wants attention. She gets her attention. She's, like I said, but it makes me laugh every time. We have a little saga going on our house for our Roomba. I love this Roomba because so part of the reason we have the Roomba is literally because of her, for 2 reasons. One is the not so fun reason, which is that she's a little weirdo. And what she does is she, like, dry food, wet food, doesn't matter. She picks it up in her mouth. She takes it off the plate, sticks it on the floor, and then eats half of it, and then leaves the other half there. It's not like she's saving it for later, though I'm pretty sure she's telling me she is whenever the Roomba starts to clean it up, but she just leaves it there. I'm just like, okay. Then Roomba comes around and cleans it up at least, and we're pretty much happy. I was supposed to run that today. I didn't. Whatever. Now, the other reason we were like, oh, cool, Roomba, we figure of all 3 of them, Kagome, because she's a weirdo, would be the one to ride it. Does she ride it? No. The most she's done is it bumps into her, she kind of with it, and it went away. And lately she's been sitting on it when it's docked, and she keeps moving until she hears a little sound of it about to turn on, and then before it starts moving, she jumps off of it. So she starts the Roomba when it's not supposed to be started, which would normally be okay if their cat bowls and treats were not all over the place. Like, I move all that and then I have it run. It's literally right in front of it, though, if she turns it on, and that hasn't happened. So, thanks, Gomes. Yes, they all have nicknames, and one of hers is Gomes. Gome, Kagome, Gomers, all nicknames. Yeah. So, but, has she turned it on? Or not turned it on? Has she rid it? Wrote it? No. Will she ride it? Probably not. Apparently my cat has standards. Okay. A thing about Kagome, which is hilarious in a way, and I feel really, really bad. So you're going to hear about Kitsune with this. You'll never hear about the Keiki with this because he's never near my feet. Now, Kagome, I said she's super lovey and she's around me and stuff like that, and I'll be doing like exercises and stuff. Well, one time, I didn't realize how close she was to my feet, and I stepped on her paw. Like, not even hard. Like, I actually, oh shit, and didn't even step it on hard. She apparently interpreted that as attempted murder, and she avoided me completely for 2 days. for quite a few weeks afterwards, if I even started exercising, she was anywhere near me, she would panic and run. Nowadays, she just kind of watches me, but it's like, I felt bad. Yes, she got all kinds of pets, she got all kinds of treats. I'm sorry, I felt horrible, but yeah. Sad part is I think yesterday I kind of stepped on her again because I was trying to give her food, feed them, and she was underfoot and I didn't realize it, and she went and hid, and then just look on her face, you just feel so bad. But I think she's forgotten that one. But the other paw incident took her like weeks. It was just, oh my god. We already talked about Keiki when he was here, and we talked about how he likes to steal her spot and then decide that he doesn't want her spot anymore, like right away. So she's annoyed about that. Oh, there was a story. Oh yeah, she is. I was like before. I was like, it's not in here, and I know this. I was like, she is also my one cat. I've never had a cat like this, and I realized this since we had her since she was young. It was right after she had the kittens, so she was very young, and she likes to be bounced, like. You know, you hold like a baby, like I hold her like this, and I'd bounce her, and she loves to be bounced. And so she's also the one where I talked about my spinning exercises, that for some reason I'm like, oh, this would be fun to have her spin with me, and she loves it. She loves to be spun around. I don't know if it's because she feels safe. I mean, you know, I guess they want it if they didn't feel safe while I did that, but she just hangs on, and she watches everything, and then she tells me again every time. I don't get it. I barely like the spinning, and she's just all for it. But that's Kagome. So Kagome is the mama of 4. She's the mama of Indy and Mia, who they don't live with me. They live with my mom and my sister. And she's also, of course, the mama of Kitsune, who we have yet to meet, and we will be meeting, and Keiki, who we met before this. She, no, not the 2 that don't live here. I think she's completely forgot about them. But she tolerates the 2 kids that live in this home. She does prefer Kitsune. Keiki, she tolerates with the patience of a saint until she doesn't. Indy and Mia, of course, are very happy in their own little kingdoms right now. They keep me updated. I'm so glad about that. Kitsune and Keiki did stay with me. And Kagome is, I'm pretty sure, still trying to figure out why not all the kittens moved out. But beneath all of that chaos that is Kagome, all the judgment that is Kagome, and all the deliberate destruction that is Kagome, she really is the softest soul in this house. She chose me in 2015, and every night she curls up beside me and she chooses me again. And I love that. So that is my Kagome. So, be right back. Pretty sure she's back in her tent. Why I want to do Kitsune last is because she does live in her tent. She's 13 pounds, but not 13 pounds fluff like the other one. And dragging her out of her tent is a bit of a chore. And she's not going to be very happy. And she is such a sweet little cat, but she is grumpy. And when she gets grumpy, we try to keep her a happy little cat. So I'll be right back. Oh, you'll meet her at least for a few minutes, okay? Oh, no. Oh, I know, my baby. All right. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So this is my little love. This is Kitsune. She is my little pastel princess. My little potato, who has never done anything wrong as far as she's concerned. So yeah. She is the runt of the litter. She's a tiny little faced 13-pound potato with the attitude of royalty. Yeah. So I want to show you real quick because she's not too sure she wants to be here. Hi, baby. I just dragged her out of her tent too, so she's a little grumpy. Yeah. Oh, my love. Let's see if we can move the chair. What do you think? Want to say hi? So, if you notice, she's like I said, she's a little potato. If I can get her to look up, she has got like a little skinny face. Like if you saw just her face, you'd think she was just a long, sleek cat. She's not. She's a potato. And that's okay. Oh, a little worried about you. Gotta lose some weight. Yeah. I can't really show her tail too much because she's already grumpy. But she, basically, if you look close enough, you can actually still see like that little kitten triangle. If that makes sense. Like the little triangle of a tail that kittens have. Or because she, runts don't always like fully grow, I guess you could say. And that's part of the reason she's a little potato. She didn't become long like her siblings. She's more squat. She didn't really have all that room to grow. And she is the great lover of treats. Are we talk about your weight, you grumpy? Yes, my dog. Yeah, you want to go? Okay, baby. Okay. Like I said, you're probably just going to get a few minutes in each there, not. Hi-yo. She might come back. I don't know. That's how she is. But right now she's like, no. Anyway, let's go over Kitsune's. Oh, baby. So her name, Kitsune, is, again, there. If you notice, like I said, they all have Japanese names. And the Kitsune is a fox spirit. What were they trying to say? Oh my goodness gracious. Do I not have in here? Oh, there we go. I'm doing good. Like, I know what it is off the top of my head, but I want to make sure I get it right. Does that make sense? So, in Japanese, Kitsune does mean fox. But not any fox. Again, a fox spirit. A shapeshifter. A magical being known for intelligence. She is very smart, by the way. Mystery. And a little bit of chaos. Tell me that don't fit her. She is absolutely a fox spirit in kitty form. She is elegant. She is mischievous, she is magical, and she's convinced she is above mortal concerns. She's just laying on the floor right now, just looking. She's like, I'll be near you, but... Now, she was the first of Kagome's kittens to be named. And I told her straight out. Now, granted, I could tell as a kitten that she's a calico. She's called what's called a pastel calico. What that means is they basically have a diluted calico. They have, the calico markings, but they're, if you notice, like a peachy orange or gray instead of black or like orange. So I was pretty sure she was female, but I remember telling her literally the day she was born, your name is Kitsune. I really hope you're a girl, because the thing is, the fox spirits are known to be female. The reason I picked her out first is I had just lost my boy Cricket, and Cricket was a gray tabby. Well, no, he didn't really have tabby markings. He just had splotches of gray. And if you look close enough, and in any pictures I ever had of him, you can't really, hey baby, you can't really like see it, but whereas gray was, where the white was, you see this little orange. So, no technicality, that means he was a calico, just not like in the normal sense. So Kitsune was born, this little gray and white baby with the more prominent oranges, and I went, I think my Cricket sent me a little gift, and he kind of did. Yeah, hi. And so I always wanted to have a Kitsune, and I decided right off the bat that she's mine, and that's Kitsune. Anyway, now the other thing about Soon, and that's one of her nicknames, we call it Soon, Baby. If you haven't noticed, you'll hear some of hers every once in a while. But we always joke about Kitsune. So Kagome, like I said, she had 4 kittens. One of them was Indy. Indy is a tuxie female. She is black mostly, and she has this little bit of white going down here and then her tummy. Her other sister, what's the matter, baby? My ear itches. Her other sister, Mia, is this tiny little black panther. You want to back up? Like pure black. Like tiny, sleek, beautiful. You want a hug? Okay. Sleek, beautiful little black panther cat. And then you met Keiki, our black fluffy void. We don't know where the fluff came from with Keiki. That one's a little bit weird. And then you saw Kagome, who is like black and brown. And then we have Kitsune. So the joke in this house is that Kagome ran out of ink when she made this one. Yeah. Kitsune just kind of looks like someone ran out of, the low toner is basically what it was. So we always joke about that. Like I said, she's a pastel calico little beauty. She's got slate gray patches. She's mostly that gray. She's got those little caramel tan patches. And of course, bright white areas that she does keep immaculate. Like, she will sit there and clean her little white paws excessively. Like, her socks have got to be pristine. She is a princess. They must be pristine. Yes. She does that. She has the whole ritual just to maintain them. Now her eyes are kind of greenish gold. You probably can't see this here. Her fur is very short, but it's like this dense, compact, it's a very dense fur. It's kind of interesting. She is, of course, very solid. She's compact. Like I said, she's and she's built for absolute snuggles. We went over her tiny little face and her tail and everything else like that. So like I said, she's 13 pounds of potato everywhere except for her face. Anyway, sorry, trying to talk and read and all that stuff, and oh no, she's rolling over now. She's showing her tummy. She don't want to be picked up. She wants a tummy rub. Yeah, reach my foot. She's like, I'm good with this. Okay. Yay, tummy rubs. Yeah, hi baby. Yeah, you got your son. He goes, yeah, you gotta pay the tummy rubs because you grabbed me out of my tent. And now I'm gonna be cute. She's over there. She's just the cutest little. Anyway, sorry. Kitsune, like I said, she's the princess. She knows it. And she doesn't think she's royalty. She knows that too. When she wants something, she announces herself. And I really can't explain how. She just does. Like, she walks a certain way. You might hear this little, like, she has this sweet little, she doesn't really have like a howl or anything like Keiki does, even though he has a sweet meow. And Kagome has more of like a meow meow. She's gone now. She has this sweet little like meow meow, the sweet little meow. It's so cute. Here's the funny part. The other two, they seem to know that nobody can say no to the little gray one. I'm pretty sure we've noticed that they will send her in as the negotiator whenever they want something and their meows aren't being said yes to. When she's chased, she waddles. It's kind of like she wants to be picked up. The reason I say that is at the same time, she can go in full zoom mode where you best watch out because she will run you over and she's very fast. So it's kind of funny because she does a slow little waddle, and then you can tell when she really doesn't want to, she actually runs. So she's hilarious. I don't know. She bulldogs when she's on a mission. She goes through. She glides when she's being royal. And and like I said, when the zoomies hit, she becomes lightning. So we were speaking about her tent before. Now there's a whole thing about this tent. This is normally where you can find her. It's all set up inside. Like there's pillows, and on top of the pillows are soft blankies, and it's set up so that way there's a big old like soft blanket that goes across from the back, and then there's something that keeps it up here. So it's literally like this little tent. What does this mean? We can't use half of our couch because that is her tent. Yeah, her tent. That is her domain. That is her fortress, and that is her pastel palace. Now when she gets tired of it, which happens about once a week or two, or somebody coughs up a hairball, which is sometimes herself and sometimes her brother, when he steals it, she goes on strike. She will sit on the other side of the couch looking like she's freezing and homeless. Now, can you just clean it up or just switch out the blankets or something like that? No. It must be rebuilt on the other side of the couch. By the way, she will inspect it sometimes while you're building it before she approves. Whenever Keiki steals her tent, she tattles very loudly because the injustice is real. She will come in, meow, 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 meow. Now, she has a protocol with treats too, which they got a little bit earlier. I'm going to give her some more in a little bit. I really shouldn't, but whatever. She's supposed to be on diet. But whenever the treats are announced, she is usually the first to arrive. Always. I mean, I don't think I have to, like, I just think treats, and she is there. However, her treats must be served on her plate, and she must receive confirmation pets before she starts eating. And if another cat approaches her plate, that is a violation of treat sovereignty. Okay? She does love treats a little too much. 13 pounds of potato. Didn't happen by accident. Okay? Now when I exercise, she's usually actually the one with me when it's inside. And she has 3 modes during my exercise time. She has what we like to call the personal trainer mode, where she does these full luxurious like stretches beside me, like, oh, you're doing yoga? Here's how you do the stretch. Oh, big stretch. I can do Pilates too. Yeah, it's almost like she's trying to show me this is how you do it. Thank you. We have the opportunist, and this is when I do a stretch where my hands go near the floor. What that means to her is the hands are near the floor. They should be petting her, and if it's not, why? And so yeah, she will demand pets whenever hands get near the floor. And sometimes those hands near the floor is for my own balance, which I have none of, so it's always fun. And our other one is the obstacle. And what this is just literally somewhere where she wants to just make my life harder. And this well, not really harder, but so there's an exercise called the cat cow. And this is where you have, like, you're on your hands and knees, and it's basically it's like a nice little back stretch, but you kind of you bend your body this way, and then you bend your body this way, basically. So what you're doing is you're stretching your back in and out. And she'll see this, and she'll come wandering up, and she'll be right here. And so whenever I bring my back, basically what that does is it puts my face right into her fur, which during shedding season is not that fun. It's just full of fur. Yeah. So talked about that. I am going to tell you a little something, because I told you when I talked about Kagome and when I stepped on her paw and I was apparently trying to kill her. And I told you Keiki has never happened because he just doesn't come near my feet. Kitsune. So Kagome, I barely stepped on her paw. There was one time where I stepped on Kitsune. Like, I had in my mind, oh my god, I hurt her. Like, I stepped on her hard. I didn't know she was there. I just had put my foot down. She yelped and she ran. Like, I've never actually seen her do that. Like, you can yell and scream at this cat and clap your hands or something, get down, and she just goes, this cat completely, like, I thought she was deaf when she was little. And we just learned that, no, she's just really good at ignoring people. She can do no wrong. She yelped. She ran. I, of course, felt awful. But within like an hour, she completely forgave me and adapted, and she's learned to watch the feet. And she still shows up every single time, compared to Kagome, who I literally, no lie, very lightly, like I felt her paw and stepped on, and she treated it like attempted murder. So, cats. Yeah, it's okay. Now, every once in a while, on her own schedule, of course, Kitsune does jump in the bed, and she usually settles between me and my husband, and which is so sweet. And so I will start giving her pets. By the way, you touch her, and it's just insta-purr. And then she immediately forgets that I exist, and she just beelines for daddy. Thanks. Now, the fun part of this is that Kitsune will then nudge him, and then because he's usually on his phone, she will actually sit there and start rubbing him against the phone and then start biting on the phone. There was one time where she got his finger instead, and she actually drew blood. Now, she didn't do it on purpose, but there was literally zero remorse because, as far as she was concerned, Daddy's finger was in the wrong place, and she did nothing wrong. Now, speaking of biting, that's the other thing that she does, is that Kitsune likes to taste everything. Let's put it in this aspect. And when I say taste, I don't mean eat. I mean just taste. So we have, like, bar stool chairs in the other room, and not once, not twice, I think probably 3 times, I have caught her over there looking at and then let's say this is a metal railing. Seeing her go, like I said, she'll taste anything. Doesn't mean she'll eat it, but she will taste it. It's just the way she is. Now for her, for playtime, she does absolutely love wand toys, but it's only when she's alone. So she will just go completely bonkers and play and play and play, and as soon, little feral, little energy, but as soon as another cat walks in, it's like, I don't know, you saw nothing, I did nothing, I don't know, what wand toy? And she just walks off, like she wasn't mid-pounce 2 seconds ago. Yeah. Now, the other part is Kitsune does love high places. For her, getting up is the easy part. Getting down is impossible. So she will get up on something, she will pace, she'll look at the edge, she looks at us, and we have to go rescue her. Because princesses are carried, of course. Will she do it again next week? Yeah, 0 lessons learned. And I'm pretty sure that she got this from when she was like up to 2 years old. She used to climb curtains, like literally climb curtains. And then she started to get a little rounder, a little heavier. And she got like part way up a curtain one time and literally fell on her butt. Like, wasn't that high up. She was okay, but I think she got embarrassed because she never tried again. But she likes high places, so yeah, she'll try again. Well, not the curtains per se, but something else. Now the thing about Kitsune, when I'm talking about her, she is the first one though. When I'm having a bad day, she is literally the first one in my lap. Like, Kagome wants to be near me and get her snuggles and everything else like that. And yeah, whenever I get really, really upset, she'll be around. She's like, okay, you know, I'm here. Because cats do have that sense. But like, I can just be having a bad day completely, and she just senses it. And Kitsune, next thing you know, I'm in the bed, and she's just in my lap, just waiting. Because Kitsune has that, like I talked about, her dense fur is perfect, and you can just bury your face in it while she purrs, and instantly everything just feels at least a little bit better. According to her, it's a win-win. I get comfort. She gets pets. She is my baby. She is my princess. She's my pastel potato. And she has never, ever again done anything wrong. And that is my Kitsune. Alright. So, I told you it's going to be a long one. I've introduced them all. We've gone through them all. And now we're going to go through just a little bit more. And, yeah. Okay. So, let's do that. You ready? Okay. So, before we go any further, I do need to clear something up because I've been either saying the kitten's birthday's wrong here and there, or they might be wrong on some of the pictures that I might be putting up because I keep mixing things up in my head. I keep going, wait, was it the 18th or the 19th? Like, the main thing I know is either the 18th or the 19th, and that Indy was definitely born 2 days early. Or, like, yeah, it... That was fun. Kagome had a kitten, but there was definitely still kittens, and we freaked out. And then the day we were about to take to the emergency event, she had 3 kittens. So then she had 4. So that was 4. But anyways, so I had to go look it up on my Facebook and find the old pictures. I'll actually put some up here because I know that at the time I had taken pictures, made these little collages and stuff like that. And so, again, here's the dates. The correct dates according to those at least, and hopefully I am right. Indy, of course, like I said, born first, May 16th, 2015. Mia, Kitsune, and Keiki were born 2 days later on May 18th, 2015. Kagome's Gotcha Day, sometimes I do mix that up. Sometimes I say March 18th, sometimes it's 19th. I'm pretty fairly positive it is the 19th of 2015. Now the one I always get right though is her birthday. Here's the reason. Hers is easy. It's kind of like, because she was actually given her birthday, we don't actually know exactly how old she is. Like, we know she was like around a year old. And we had brought her to the vet when she first came in, and the vet said she's between 8 months to a year. So like I said, it's not like we I've had cats where I'm not sure. We just know she was like at least 5 years old or something like that. Like she could have been much older. Well, Kagome, we knew she was at most a year, at least 8 months. I mean, not that big of a thing. So we took her to the vet, and my husband went, cool, because it's March, right? Let's split it down the middle. So we're going to say she's 10 months, and she's going to share her birthday with me, and her birthday is going to be May 24th. Yay, another Gemini in the household. I have a Gemini husband. I have a Gemini tortie. I have 2 Taurus kittens. I'm a Virgo. For anyone who doesn't speak zodiac, Geminis are chaos with Wi-Fi. Taurus cats are stubborn little tanks. And Virgos, we are just trying to keep the house organized and not die. Yeah. We butt heads. I love it though. But yes, I live in a household where everyone else is either chaotic, stubborn, or both. I'm a Virgo, holding the clipboard, trying to keep the universe from collapsing, and I don't even understand what's on my clipboard, okay? Anyways, serious part, though, because, again, this is C.L.A.W, and you're asking, okay, nice, you showed me some cats, but, how exactly do those 3 little gremlins help you? So, I mean, they do tear apart my furniture, my house, sometimes my nerves. But the thing is, they're there when I need them. I mean, for laughs, or whatever. They're just there. They make my life better. Just speaking about a cat's purr, and believe me, these 3 purr. It's not just cute, it's actually healing. It's between the 25 to 150 Hz range, and research shows that these frequencies can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, ease anxiety, promote bone and tissue healing, and calm the nervous system. And like I said, these 3 purr. They purr like tiny little engines. The second they do, my whole body just unclenches, I guess. To put it in cat thing, cats are also known to purr when they're nervous or in pain, because for the same reason, their purr is known for these things, so they're actually comforting themselves. And not always. They purr when they're happy, they purr when they're in pain. They can purr when they're in pain, they can purr when they're anxious. So it works for, they do it for themselves, but it also is very helpful for the human side too. So that's great. The other thing is, having a cat in my lap is like having a weighted blanket that vibrates and loves you, which is perfect. And like I said, the little one, Kitsune, I call her a little one. I know I keep calling her the 13-pound potato, but she is my little one. She's there for all the moments I needed a furred purr machine to cry into. And she knows. She always knows when I need her. So going into this, because again, this whole, hey, might be able to help you too. I know some people say, pets aren't your kids. I do disagree, because they are to me. They're not my little human kids. Like, I don't send them to school or nothing. I probably should, because they're little brats. But, they are. They are my kids, and I would do anything for them. I would rather not eat, just so they can, if I'm broke. My husband, who swears most of our problems stem from them, actually feels the exact same way. They make my family whole. They make my home feel like a home. They make me feel safe. If you've watched my origin video, the nice long 2-hour one, sorry, you know kind of why I don't have kids. Okay? I don't like to talk about it, but it's still part of my story. So these 3, they fill a space in my life I didn't think could be filled. So Claw is about something that helps me, and maybe helps you too. Is a pet good for you? I don't know. I mean, maybe you're allergic. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you live somewhere you can't have one. I get it. But if you can, get a pet. I'm not saying get a cat. I'm saying if you can, get a pet. Get one that suits you. If you're a dog person, get a dog. If you're a cat person, get a cat. If you're a ferret person, good luck. They are chaos noodles, but I guess get a ferret. I love ferrets, by the way. Just, you love turtles, get a turtle. You know. I do love dogs. I am scared of a lot of them. I also am not getting up early in the morning to go walk them outside. So, no dogs for me. I, again, love ferrets. But I can barely find where my cats are when they hide half the time. If you notice, it took me a while to find Kagome. I had to get treats out. So, ferrets would end me. Yeah. For me, my match, cats. So, here's some things that you can do, though, that might, I don't know. If you're able to, like, if you're not sure, like, if you can keep an animal or something like that, but you're in a place that you can, like, have an animal, if that makes sense. One thing you do is foster. Now, fostering does two things. One, it does let you know if you're a good match for that type of animal. Or sometimes even that animal. Like, you can, you might foster one and go, and just all of a sudden you're now its forever home. Like, you just found your little furry soulmate, or feathered, or whatever. The other thing it does is it gives that specific animal a safe space, even if it's temporarily. See, shelters, I'm not against shelters. I mean, I do prefer no-kill shelters and stuff like that, but they're shelters. But the thing is that, but the thing is, in all actuality, the shelters do try, and they really do, but they are crowded, they're loud, they're stressful, and the foster home can literally save a life. So basically, adopt, don't shop, you know. Okay? And who knows? At the same time, maybe one day an animal will walk through your door and decide you are the new home, and it becomes the perfect fit. Now, I personally don't know what I'd do without them. I do not like them getting older. Not in the, not that whole, oh, they're going to stay cute forever way. I mean, kittens are cute. Noise. However, kittens are very loud, and they get into everything, okay? Kagome's kittens were kittens. Oh, no. Oh, they about ended me. I mean, but the whole reason I don't like the fact that they're getting older is that cats really don't have long lifespans. It's like 15, 20 years usually. I mean, some of them older. I do want mine to have the longest and healthiest life that they can. Thing is, I know they can't be around forever. I can hope. But I know reality. So I don't like them getting older. I really don't. Yeah. They're 11 and 12. But, we're going to, like I said, we'll make sure they're healthy. Anyways. Yeah. So that is this week's Claw. It's not a product. It's not an app. It's not a program. It's just part of my family. This is my chaos trio. They are the little gremlins who destroy my house and save my sanity at the same time. Again, Claw is about something that helps me. And maybe helps you too. For me, it's them. They're messy. They're loud. They're dramatic. They're expensive. They're stubborn. They're gremlins. But they're also comfort. They're healing. They're grounding. They're love. And whether your thing is a pet, a hobby, a routine, a person, a place, or something you haven't found yet, I hope you find the thing that helps you breathe a little easier. Take care of what takes care of you, even if it's chaotic, even if it's imperfect, even if it shreds on everything that you own. If you're thinking about getting a pet, or fostering, or adopting, maybe this is your sign. Or maybe your sign will walk through your door one day and decide that you're theirs. Either way, I hope you find your version of Kagome, Keiki, and Kitsune. Thank you for letting me share my chaos, my comfort, and my heart with you. In this episode, if this episode made you smile, or helped you breathe a little bit easier, or reminded you of your own tiny little gremlins, or even just made you feel a little less alone, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It helps more than you know. It helps this little community grow. And it means you'll be here with me next week, or honestly probably the week after, when I inevitably try to do something healthy again. Probably while being interrupted by at least one cat. And hey, if you laughed, cried, or felt personally attacked about how accurate these cat stories were, that's fair. Same. We're doing this together. Messy progress, tiny victories, cat step improvements. Whatever your journey looks like, you're not doing it alone. So stick around. Come back next week. Actually, probably be the week after. Again, I'm not sure, but probably the week after next. But anyway, let's keep taking these tiny steps, even if they're chaotic, even if they're slow, and even if they're covered in cat hair. See you later, y'all. Bye.